Hello everyone. I just sat here and ranted for I don't know how long and just realized that I hadn't even pushed the record button. Okay, well, I remember where I was. Okay, I found my brain and I remember what I was talking about right now. I was talking about my mom, basically, and basically the things that people, um, the problems that they've given me when we made the decision to homeschool. And it basically was at me. No one really said anything to my husband. Everybody kind of jumped on me. And which he was really more adamant about it in the beginning than I was, but I got the flack for some reason. And my mom was like really concerned because she was like, "Well, you're never gonna get a break or whatever." I get breaks. I make breaks. A lot of the times, I sit here and I work on music. That's a release for me. I vlog. I chat. I do different things. I mean, I get breaks. I don't get out a lot. I'd rather get out a lot, but we can't really afford it. Like, oh man, I'm so upset. There's this Flyleaf concert in New Orleans, the 27th of this month, and I can't go because I can't afford it. So I'm a little upset about that, but whatever. I'll get to go eventually. But anyway, back to what I was saying. When I first decided to homeschool, I got a lot of problems from my mom. And me and my mom have had a very strained relationship. She's a very good mom, and I was never abused by her or anything. There was some mental abuse, but I was never, I was abused by other people in my family, physically, a couple of times, but never by my mom. But basically, you know, she, and I'm totally gonna get killed for this. Because my mom gets embarrassed so easy. But I have to be honest. I have to be honest. There was this situation when I first started deciding to homeschool, and my mom has a way of threatening at times. And when she tries to help, it comes out more as criticism than actual help. And it starts to feel more like not supporting what I want to do. And basically, if I'm not doing what she thinks is right, then I'm totally wrong. And it's like she didn't, take the time to just, I don't know, listen to me. Or I wanted her, I guess, to just, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't doing anything really horrible. I was trying to spend more time with my kids. I was trying to protect my kids, and it was like I was being accused of over sheltering them. And she actually threatened me. She was like, "Well, if you're going to do this, then I'm going to call DHS." And which is basically Child Protective Services or whatever, and get them involved, basically try to back me into a corner so that I had to put them in school, like public school. And I didn't understand that because I went to public school. I went through a lot of things, being made fun of and mistreated, and different things in school, and she saw what I had to go through, and to not understand that I wanted to do whatever I could to protect my kids from that was just beyond me. Which, she has since backed off. I mean, my mom is basically in a place now. She's in a really good church now. She's basically healing from a lot of the things that she's gone through, and she's totally different. I mean, this was years back. But I mean, it was her and a bunch of other people, and they were telling me that my kids were basically going to be social retards, that they weren't going to, fit in anywhere, and fit in. Who cares about fitting in? Whatever. I mean, people are going to find something wrong with you no matter what you do. And anyway, my husband can give you a list, basically. I don't really know all the names, but he found a list of people that were very important in American history and science and stuff that had home education, that were basically homeschooled. My son is above the level of his friends. He's very smart. Space out. 1, 2, 3. So, basically, I don't think it's a bad thing, and I don't understand, rather than getting, oh wow, the only person, my sister-in-law, was the only person, my sister-in-law and my brother were the only people that did not give me a hard time about it. They actually sat down and they talked to me. And my sister-in-law was like, I just couldn't do it. She says it would be nice, but I just couldn't do it. And I think it's, really great if you're going to do that. My brother was just concerned about me keeping up with everything and stuff, but, it can be done. I mean, even if you're a single parent, I mean, it can be done. Or you can try to, if you really want to do something. Okay, I just froze. If you really believe strongly enough in something and you believe it's what God wants you to do, and I asked God, I said, if this is really what you want me to do, because I was really being put through it. And I was like, if this is really what you want us to do, you're going to have to provide, because we really didn't have the money. So this is what went down. We didn't have the money in time to get my oldest books. He's the only child right now that really has to be in it. Next year it'll be him and my daughter, and it looks like that they're going to be able to go to the private school at our church, so hey, that'll work out great. But anyway, someone called the school district and basically said that there's this blind woman living over where we live that has 5 kids, and it doesn't look like any of them's in school, because that's what the district officer, or whatever they call her, came and said to my husband. And so there was this big battle between him and her, and she'd sent out threatening notes about if we don't have them registered in school by so-and-so date, that we would go to jail, basically. And we were freaked out because we didn't have the money to get the books, and she was saying she wanted to see the books. Well, we found out that there was another officer in another part of the town that was over that, and that he had had problems with her misleading people before. And what happened was my husband went and he met this family at a computer job that homeschooled their kids, and they always had. And they said, well, yeah, we've gone through this, with her before. And they told him where to go. And so the guy said, don't worry about it. You fill out this card. You're fine. You'll have no more problems. I will handle her. And so he did. And so we didn't have any more problems. In Mississippi, the laws are they're easier. They're much easier. It's very easy to homeschool here. And but we still didn't have the money. And so we were really freaked out. And then I had a friend online that I'd been talking to for a while, and I'd been talking to him about God and different things. And, he wasn't really a Christian. He was really undecided. He wasn't really sure if, he wanted to go that route. But he knew that our talks had helped him a lot, and, they helped me a lot. He helped me through a lot of things. And so he said that he had a dream, and he says, are y'all having any problems with bills? And of course I kind of didn't want to say anything, and I was like, well, yeah, we are. And I told him about the school, and he said that anyway, he had the dream that he was sitting there counting money, and he looked out the window and he saw me and my husband crying. And he said, and I told him how much it was, because he asked me to get their books. It was like about $400. And he said, you know what? He says, I want to send this money to you, but don't thank me, thank God for it. Because he wouldn't let me thank him. He's like, just let me do it. And so he did. He sent us a money order for $400. I'd never even met this person. And I was overwhelmed. I took it. I was overwhelmed. We haven't talked in a while. I'm really upset about that. I don't know. He goes through a lot of depression, and we haven't talked to him since Christmas. Lost his number, and he hasn't been on Yahoo for a while, and I don't know, I'm really upset about that. I don't know if maybe he goes through these depressions, and then he just totally isolates himself. And so he lives in Arkansas, and he's just, I don't know, he's a really awesome person, and he doesn't realize how awesome he is, because a lot of people have given him just a lot of hard times in his life. But anyway, and another thing too, we decided, in our lives, and I mean, I'm talking about faith right now. I'm being real with you, okay? Our food stamps got cut off because of something we didn't report, or something with the tax or something, because we were on food stamps. And I always hated it. I just always hated it, because I was like, I really don't want to do this. I want to have faith in God. And, we got off of them. And now we're not getting back on them. And like the other day, my friend was on him, and he asked my husband, he was like, well, I got mine back. You can get yours? And my husband's like, no. Because, God just does things. He makes sure, that we eat every day, and we eat good every day. And like, he'll go fix a computer, or a job will come up or something, and just like the other day, we were walking to the park.